I am Henselt of Ardcarreg, the last of the unicorns. I won't beg for mercy.
Look me in the eyes.
Go on! Take your revenge!
A flea has bitten a lion.
Welcome back to another Witcher lore video. I've decided to make today's video on the Northern Kingdom of Kaedwen. So this kingdom is very famous throughout the Witcher games. You'll know it probably because that's where Kaer Morhen's located. You'll know it because of the Witcher 2 and Henselt and the Pontar Wars. And it's one of the main northern kingdoms. I'd say the main three being Redania, Kaedwen and Temeria. The other ones aren't touched on as much throughout the games, so those are probably the main three I'd say. So as always, I like to start these videos with just some basic facts about this kingdom, so let's begin. So to begin with, Kaedwen's currency is the ducat. This is a currency that's actually shared through a few northern kingdoms, and you'll probably recognise that from some of my other videos. So Kaedwen is actually the biggest of the northern kingdoms, and the second largest kingdom in the Witcher world, the largest kingdom being Nilfgaard. I know some of you may be thinking, oh, Nilfgaard's an empire. Well, as with every empire, it's named after the original place, and that was the Kingdom of Nilfgaard, and the Kingdom of Nilfgaard is absolutely massive. Its current last known monarch, if you don't count Radovid, was Henselt. It's actually further north than most kingdoms, along with Redania and Kovir, so if you look at this map, you can see that Kovir is the most northern of the northern kingdoms, and Redania and Kaedwen are more northern than, say, Temeria and Edirn. So its capital is Ardcarreg, which I may be saying wrong, but I believe that's how you pronounce it. But the actual most famous city within Kaedwen is Banard, and you may recognise this name, as that's actually where all the male mages were trained, such as Deathmold. And there are also obviously many other male mages that attended the Banard Academy, and that's the main place where male mages are actually trained, and that was what makes the city so famous, along with its mines. The name Kaedwen is thought to have come from the Elder Speech word Kaedwen, or Kaedwen. It could be pronounced the same way, I'm not particularly sure. What this roughly translates to in Elder Speech is White Forest. Like how the name Kaer Morhen is a corrupted word from Elder Speech. Kaedwen's climate is also said to be cold and unforgiving. It's actually thought to be either based on Wales or possibly Germany. And I know I said Edirn was based on Germany, but it's thought that Edirn could be based on Germany or Austria. It's a bit interchangeable, at least for The Witcher. So now moving on to some events. There is actually one of the major events within the Witcher universe, which is a quarrel that continues to plague Kaedwen. And this quarrel plagues Kaedwen throughout the books and throughout The Witcher 2. And if you'll have played the games, you'll know that this quarrel is with the neighbouring kingdom of Edirn, over a piece of land that lies between both of the kingdoms. And this land is known as the Pontar Valley, Upper Edirn, and the Lawmark. It has 3 different names, and you could decide which one you want to call it depending on your political views. So, as we know, there have been many battles between Kaedwen and Edirn over this piece of land. So many, in fact, that the name of the Pontar Wars was coined to describe them. And I'll obviously get into the Pontar Wars in later videos, but just for this video, it's just an interesting little snippet of information to do with Kaedwen. Another famous province or place within Kaedwen, at least for us players, it's not that well known within the Witcher universe as it's hidden. It's known, but it's quite, nobody knows where it is really. It's a hidden fortress. And this is of course the fortress of Kaer Morhen, and in extension the Valley of Kaer Morhen. I'm not going to get too into that, as I've already done a video on Kaer Morhen, and if you want to watch that, be sure to just go on my channel and look for my Kaer Morhen video. It covers it pretty comprehensively. Yeah, you'll get an idea about what that place is within Kaedwen. So for the next part of this video, I'm going to list all of Kaedwen's royalty, and its other notable members. So its royalty consists of Aideen, Benda, Caitlin, Dagrid, Dyrda, which I may be saying wrong, Henselt, Radovid II, Viduka. And other notables consist of Bode, Brass of Banard, Burton, Digod, Edwin Leistham, Gavrilo, Horst Jensen, Horathia, Igor de Sade, Kraska, Lasota, Manfred, Mansfield, Maverick, Myron, Odrin, Roderick of Divon, Sabrina Glevizig, Starla, Sven, Vandergrift, Wilfred of Wenk, Vincent Throat, Wendy, and Ziek. Now it's time for me to move on to Kaedwen's army. And Kaedwen's army is known for its skilled usage of siege weapons and its vast array of skilled cavalry units. So the best force within the Kaedweni army is known as the Dunbanner, which you may recognise from Gwen, and you just may recognise it's been name dropped quite a lot within the Witcher games. So this unit was a cavalry unit that contained mounted combat soldiers, and they actually wore beaver cloaks and caps. So the Dunbanner took part in many major events involving Kaedwen, such as the liberation of the Lawmark, which is when Kaedwen, after Edirn was invaded by Nilfgaard, Kaedwen decided that they wanted to liberate the Lormark while Edirn weren't prepared, and this basically caused them to invade the land of Upper Edirn, or the Lormark as you might call it, and take control of it. But the land was actually given back during the Peace of Cintra, and they were left with nothing. So the Dunbanner also took part in the famous Battle of Brenna, which was against the Nilfgaardian invasion. Next, I've decided to list the main cities and keeps within Kaedwen. So, there's Ard Caraig, which is the capital of Kaedwen, Banard, Banglain, Daivon, Fort Leda, and Kaer Morhen. So they're all the main cities and fortresses within Kaedwen. There's obviously a couple more here and there, but they're not really notable. So next I want to describe Kaedwen's coat of arms, and it is depicted as a black unicorn on a golden shield. So if you look at the picture that I've got on screen, you can see that it's depicted in The Witcher 2 as this as well. So to finish today's video, I'm going to list all the regions within Kaedwen, and then I'm going to read each journal entry from The Witcher 1 and 2. And then I will finish off by talking about its state after The Witcher 2 and what happened. So the main regions of Kaedwen consist of Buaina, Gwenlech, Hurch, Lixella, the Pontar, and Kaer Morhen Valley. The historical places within Kaedwen consist of Bearfields, Caingorn, the Lormark, and Maleor. And landmarks within Kaedwen consist of Buaina, Gwenlech, Lixella, the Pontar, Lotonsky Road, and the Kaedwen Trail. I'm sorry if I'm saying any of this wrong, by the way, guys. I know a lot of you say you don't need to justify it or anything, but this isn't my natural dialect. I'm just reading it as I see it. Every time I try Google Translate for this sort of thing, it always gets the pronunciation wrong, so I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So that's all the regions and historical landmarks within Kaedwen. I will do full videos on the cities and regions in the future, but for now, I'm just going to cover Kaedwen as a whole. So I'm going to read these two journal entries next, as they're very interesting and they cover Kaedwen quite well. So I'm going to read them both in full. The largest of the northern kingdoms, with its capital at Ard Caraig, Kaedwen has a cold and unforgiving climate. Its ruler, Henselt, quarrels frequently with the monarch of neighbouring Edirn. Kaedwen also shares its borders with the kingdoms of Redania and Caingorn, and with the duchies of Jaspaden and Creden. Portions of the Fiery Mountains, the Kestrel Mountains, and the Blue Mountains run through the kingdom. The Witcher's fortress of Kaer Morhen is located amidst the peaks of the latter range. Further south lies the land of the Free Elves, an enclave established by elves seeking refuge from centuries of warring with humans. Kaedwen's main cities are its capital and the city of Banard, famous for its sorcery school. So what's funny about that journal entry is a mistake is actually made, and it talks about how Kaedwen borders the Duchy of Jaspaden, which is incorrect. So this was actually taken from a fan-made map of Kaedwen. Assumedly CD Projekt Red saw this map and decided, oh right, it's next to that, let's include it. But this was actually an error on the fans' part, as according to Sapkowski's notes, this is actually a city in Redania. So next I'm going to read the journal entry from The Witcher 2, so be sure to enjoy. Kaedwen. The formidable ranges of the Blue, Kestrel, and Fiery Mountains define the eastern and western boundaries of the densely forested, cold, and harsh domains of Kaedwen, whose coat of arms is a black unicorn rearing on a gold field. The realm's capital at Ard Caraig was the seat of power of King Henselt, a man known for having a violent temper and pursuing radical policies towards non-humans. The latter could be attributed to the fact that the Scoia'tael units consistently caused great injury to the woodland land and its inhabitants, launching many brutal guerrilla attacks. The local human populace responded with massacres, perpetrated on the assimilated elves and dwarves inhabiting the country's cities, and so hatred burned on, and blood bred blood. Those who called for peace were accused of treason and often died at the hands of their kinfolk. Furthermore, Kaedwen was involved in an age-old feud with neighbouring Edirn over the territory of Lormark, and that conflict cast a pall over relations between the two countries. As you will clearly see, its echoes rang out in this story as well. So I hope you enjoyed those two journal entries, and to finish today's video, I'm going to go over what happened after The Witcher 2, as it's not fully explained in The Witcher 3 unless you listen to every detail, so allow me to explain. After the summit at Lochmarine, Radovid brings his troops into Kaedwen and takes over. This takeover can go one of two ways. If Henselt is killed by Roach during The Witcher 2, which happens if you choose Roach's path, Redania can simply stroll into Kaedwen and take over. They have very little resistance, if any, and they take over Kaedwen, uniting the northern kingdoms, or at least the remaining northern kingdoms other than Kovir. But however, if Henselt lives, Redania is actually met by the Kaedweni army, with Henselt leading the charge. So Henselt is actually killed during the battle and Redania takes over Kaedwen, making its new monarch Radovid. So it doesn't really matter what you choose, either way Kaedwen gets taken over by the Redanians. But it's interesting to know that without Henselt they didn't even bother to put up a fight. But anyway, that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching today. As always, be sure to click like if you enjoyed the video, as it does support me and it's really cool if you guys do that. So thank you so much to everyone that likes the video. I honestly love you guys. If you're new, be sure to subscribe, as I do have Witcher videos every single day, be it a Witcher part or a Witcher lore video. And actually moving on straight from that, if you haven't started watching it yet, be sure to watch my Witcher playthrough if you haven't played The Witcher 1 or you just want to watch The Witcher, as it's really fun and I get to tell you guys about little things going on with the channel in that series here and there. We get to enjoy what's going on, we get to meet all the characters that turn up in The Witcher 3, like such as Tala and Shani. And yeah, after I finish The Witcher 1 playthrough, I plan to move on to The Witcher 2. Also, as always, be sure to follow me on Twitter as you get updates when videos are posted. Be sure to follow me on Twitch as I play a lot of games on there and have a lot of fun with you guys, you know, open Gwent challenges against you guys. We get to have so much fun and it's such an awesome time. Be sure to join the Discord also, as it's a big community now with over 160 members and we all have a lot of fun on there. Be it challenging people to Gwent matches, talking about The Witcher, or just posting stuff we like. And as always, a big thank you to the Patreon pledges. You guys, honestly, you are amazing, and I say this every single time, but I genuinely mean it. I am so impressed and just amazed by you guys, and I want to thank you so much. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that not only comments on the videos, as when I see consistent viewers, or I see new viewers, or I see anything, it's so awesome just to think, that person sat down, watched my video, and then they've decided to comment, and I just think you're great. And the people that go even a step further, like the video, and also donate to me on Patreon, I find it unbelievable. And if you want to donate to me on Patreon, there's a link down in the description. You can donate $1, you get the rank of Grandmaster on the Discord, find out what videos are a day early, get access to the full 1080p thumbnails to have a cool look at, and yeah, it's all awesome. You don't have to though, it's completely up to you. But anyway, I'll see everybody later. Have an awesome week, guys, and you're all honestly amazing.